Controversy at One Friday Fights 97. We're recapping another fantastic night of Friday night fights, this time on Fighting with Friends. Welcome back to Fighting with Friends, the undisputed African fighting podcast champion of the world. And speaking of champions, ladies and gentlemen, I have with me today the reigning, defending, undisputed vegan champion of the world, our chief analyst. That is, of course, Brother Gaia.
Yes, boys. How's it, lady?
OG, happy to see you. And also with us today, ladies and gentlemen, the CPS FWF BMF world champion, only professional record now 25-0. It's Nazim Al Nino, aka Babu.
Yo, Musi record.
Yeah, so we up here racking W's. That's what we do on the side.
Goat record,
Unbelievable.
goat record. But anyway, boys, it is One Friday Fights 97. And as always, we start
At the top of the
At the top of the
card.
card.
At the top of the card, we saw some controversy here where Kongsuk defeated Lamnamoonlek by split decision. I say controversy because I was pretty gutted to see the result. We did speak about it a little bit before going on air. So, BG, your expert analysis here, bro. What do you make of the decision and the fight as a whole?
Yeah, look, I also find it very controversial, but that's only because of the ruling system in the one championship with the Muay Thai discipline, and as well as kickboxing, where if you get that knockdown, the round automatically goes to you. But because they don't judge it into a round by round system, judge it for the overall entirety of the three rounds, which is 12 minutes, you technically win in the fight according to that rule set, which I don't completely agree with, because when you were looking at the fight, the other fighter in this instance, Lamnamoonlek, was the one that was basically walking him down. He was the one in control. He was the more aggressive fighter. It looked like he was pushing Kongsuk. I would go as far as to say in round one, he looked like he was actually winning that round. In round two, Kongsuk got that knockdown, which was actually a beautiful knockdown, by the way, because he slipped the right hand and ended a 1-2 combo, ended that left hook and dropping him, which was beautiful to watch. And I did think that Kongsuk was going to have more superior boxing in the fight. By watching Lamnamoonlek outside of the one championship, he looked like he's going to be a puzzle for these guys in the one championship, honestly, because he's a former two-time champion at bantamweight. And going into that third round, I would go as far as to say that Lamnamoonlek was up almost every moment of the fight. He was pushing the pace. He was landing more. He negated, or he dictated the pace of the fight in terms of where to go, when to throw the clinch, when not to throw the clinch. Landing in some very good knees. And Kongsuk looked like he was actually waiting worse for wear in that third round. He looked a bit tired. He looked like he was just trying to survive. He didn't actually go forward. He was trying to fight off the counter punch a lot in that third round, which is for me is a sign of a defensive fighter or someone that's actually on the defensive foot if you're fighting very counter strike heavy. Which is why I thought that he actually lost the fight. So, but I wasn't surprised by Kongsuk getting the result just purely based on that knockdown rule. And I do think that the one championship should maybe reconsider that rule going forward. Maybe try and bring in the 10-point must system into a 3-round or 5-round fight, just to judge it like that round by round, because it may just change the dynamics of how fighters fight. It may change their strategies as well. Also, then getting when you get knocked down, you don't chase the knockdown back. You might be a bit more strategic about how you get that knockdown back. I think the rule is the way it is because it does make for more exciting fights. Because now, if I get knocked down, I have no choice but to get the knockdown back. I have to go and get you now. I can't fight for decisions because the knockdown counts for so much. It's like almost ending the fight technically. So yeah, the ruling it's a bit tricky to get through, and that's kind of why the controversy came into this fight for Kongsuk to win. Because I think anyone who's anybody with eyes that watches a fight, you go like, oh, how did he win that fight? Okay, he got the knockdown, but that was 3 minutes ago. That was in the previous round. So how did he win the fight if the other guy was, he was pushing the pace, he was beating him up for 2 of those 3 rounds. So it's like, that's a bit sucky. But in a nutshell, I will say this: we are going to see more of Lamnamoonlek. To be honest with you, I mean, he's an exciting fighter. I'm a big fan of his style. He's very aggressive. I like that he has the Leon Edwards combo with the high kick into the left straight. He loves throwing that move. And he looks like a kind of fighter that when he comes back from that knockdown, he looked like he didn't even get knocked down. He was so aggressive after that. So that's for me is a big sign that this is going to be a fantastic fighter to watch in the one championship. As for Kongsuk, I'm pretty sure he's going to be like, I got the victory. So what? Like, it's going to be a bit of an asterisk on his name because I think deep down a fighter knows, I got the knockdown. I won basically on a technicality. I won by the rule set. But if you look at the fight, if you watch the tape back, he probably thinks to himself, "Yo, I actually got beaten up for 2 of those 3 rounds." So yeah, I think on the overall for the co-main event, it was a fantastic fight. If we look past the judging system, I think these two guys put on a fantastic performance for 12 minutes, and yeah, I enjoyed that fight at the end of the day.
Yeah, fantastic performance by both gentlemen and a fantastic performance by you there, BG. Some fantastic insight. Thank you very much. So yeah, let us know in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. Do you agree with BG? Does he have a point about the 10 must system when it comes to judging? What are your thoughts? We'd love to hear them. And speaking of thoughts, Babu, give us your thoughts. Please, sir.
I haven't seen either of the fighters before. So when I went to go look up their records, I saw this was Lamnamoonlek's first fight on the One Championship banner, and I thought he did like amazingly well. Like BG stated, I thought like after that knockdown, he came back very strong. It didn't even seem like he got knocked down because he didn't seem flustered at all. I think like that third round sticks out a lot to me of how he was the aggressor and going forward, but also on the other side, Kongsuk in that first round looked good. In that second, he also looked very well. I think towards the end of the second, I think he just rested on his laurels and maybe he just rested on that knockdown. And yeah, I think like maybe with a Muay Thai judging, like he's been there. He's done it a couple of times under the One Championship banner. I think he just knew like, okay, I got the knockdown. I just have to play it safe. I just have to like counter and basically react to whatever's coming my way. And he looked like he did that and he got the decision. And coming off a loss on his last fight, I'm sure like it's just add the W to the tally and keep it moving forward. But on the other side, Lamnamoonlek, exciting talent. Would love to see him again, hopefully soon.
Yeah.
Very nicely done there, Babu. We'll go to you, BG, for last words on this one, and we'll keep it moving.
Yeah, I like it. Babu touched base on Kongsuk's fight before this one, where he got a loss. Because before that, he was on a winning streak. He was actually that close to getting a contract. If he had won that fight before this one, and this fight as well, he probably would have gotten $100,000 contract. So that was so. Basically, what I'm saying is that Kongsuk is maybe another one or two wins away from getting that contract, just because he beat someone like Lamnamoonlek, who is a 2-time a bantamweight champion outside of one championship in other organizations. So beating someone like that is a big deal. It's a very big deal because I honestly think that Lamnamoonlek is the kind of fighter that can beat anyone in that 135-pound division. So I'm looking forward to the future of that one.
Very nicely done, BG. And ladies and gentlemen, let us know in the comments your thoughts on Kongsuk and Lamnamoonlek. And of course, your thoughts on the decision as well. We are, of course, very eager to hear your thoughts on the fights. But anyway, boys, we'll keep moving to a lightweight Muay Thai bout. And here we saw Dmitry Menshikov defeat Tengnueng from the Fairtex gym. This came by first round KO on the buzzer. So Babu, I'll go to you first for this one, bro. Let us know.
Yo, Dimitri doing work, Vera. And I think like I credit the work that he did to it was just that body shots that he was landing. Like he was landing beautifully every time he got close. He wasn't head hunting in any sense. He did beautiful body work. And then like I think towards the end of the round, I was like, oh, maybe he's gonna step off the gas, but then he cornered the what how do you say his name, ID?
Tengnueng.
Tengnueng. Oh, he cornered that. He cornered him and landed a beautiful combo, and he was relentless. I did feel like the finishing shot was at the end of the round, like as the ball went. So I was like, oh, what are they gonna do here? But then I saw the ref like wave it off, like, yeah, this man's out. And yeah, I just think it's a beautiful performance from Dmitry. Like he showed great like composure as well as shot selection, like in this fight.
Very nicely done, Babu. Thank you very much. And BG from your side, so what can you tell us here?
Yeah, I was actually there was actually a lot more to the fight than just the beautiful handwork of Menshikov. To be honest, he was taking on someone. Okay, it's a bit of an unknown factor because Menshikov has been in the one championship for a while. He's fought against the current champion in Reagan Ursel for the title before, and after losing that fight, he went on a 5-fight winning streak. He beat Sung Samit, by the way, clean me. So he's been in here and he's been knocking people out. So he's a really good fighter to watch. and to fight someone that's a little bit of an unknown is always tricky for athletes because Tengnueng coming. This was his debut in the One Championship. So it's like, what is this dude's style? What is it like? He's got the southpaw vibe. He's got really good kicks. And, for a good part of the round, he was low kicking Menshikov quite a bit, like aggressively, actually. So just forcing Menshikov to do something. Like, he had to get in because Tengnueng was getting a little bit comfortable with those low kicks. But there was moments every time when they did car crash and Menshikov did make it uncomfortable for Tengnueng. When he did land, he did go to the body first and came up with his right hand. And, he was swinging a bit of those wild strikes. And I did think that it was a very good knockout, very good set up for that knockout, by the way, because he did go low first, then came up with it, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful finish. As for Tengnueng or Tengnueng, the one thing I want to point out about this fight is not necessarily the performance of the individual guys, but something that's very important is I've been speaking about this for a while. The Thai fighters struggle with traditional boxing style, and this fight highlighted that for me because when you watch Tengnueng going back, because Menshikov didn't really throw any kicks. He didn't throw a high kick. He didn't throw a deep kick. He just boxed with him. And you could see that Tengnueng didn't know how to defend it. Whenever they got into the boxing range and started throwing heat, Tengnueng wasn't laterally moving. He wasn't covering up. He was just pushing hands away, trying to survive, but he was getting clipped every single time. And then also the Thai guys like to counter with a hard body kick or a hard low kick whenever someone comes in with boxing. It doesn't work. That weapon doesn't work in that moment because the range is too short. It's way too close for you to throw that kick. So maybe throw a stepping knee or throw an elbow instead, or just get the fuck out, move, get away from it. Don't stay there, and then you don't even have good boxing defense. You just moving your hands out like this, and not even beaving and wobbling. You just taking the shots, and I think that's also what led because Menshikov did land some strong left hooks up before that knockout. He did land some really strong left hooks, and you could see it got the reaction out of Tengnueng. So that for me was the biggest takeaway from this fight. It's just that I want to see the Thai fighters use different defensive weapons when they're getting closing, but with traditional boxing styles.
Yeah, excellent point there, BG, and one that we have discussed in the past on the show. But ladies and gentlemen, again, let us know in the comments your thoughts there. I think that's a very good point there. Okay, boys, any final thoughts on this one before we keep it going?
Baba, do you have anything?
I watched the early fight of Yusei, which is the second fight of the.
Oh, you want to go there?
Night.
Okay. All right,
let's go.
I thought it was like a great performance from the youngster. Also great for a great blitz at the round. I think the Grandprixnoi, I think he surprised me. I thought like he looked like a forward fighter.
I just fought with his names, maybe.
Oh yeah, it's a bit too much, man.
We just say it like it's nothing, you know what I mean? Grandprixnoi, like expect me not to have a reaction to that. You know what I mean? Sorry, man.
Whenever I look over the one championship cards, bro, I'm like, hey, surely this can't be real, man. But hey, listen, I'm not here to judge, and I'm not going to say anything to Grandprixnoi because you look like you have a lethal leg kick there on him, and my legs are not built for that. But on the other side, shout out to Yusei getting the job done, doing amazing work, doing also set combo nicely, set straps nicely, and it just looked like Grand Prix wasn't expecting a quick combo like that from Yusei, and then great job from the referee to step in before the fighter landed face down.
I agree. Fantastic. It's always great to see your body shot knocked out. It's just like something you don't see very often, but when you do see it, it's always a welcome sight. But PG from your side, sir.
Yeah, look, this was actually a tough matchup for Tomoyoka Yusei, to be honest with you, because Grand Prix is coming out of the PK Senchai gym, and the PK Senchai fighters. I mean, they dogs, they killers. I mean, they don't mess around. So and he was quite aggressive in this fight, but I think Tomoyoka was composed. He was able to deal with that tornado of Grand Prix in that fight. He was Grandprixnoi, excuse me. He was able to deal with it because a lot of the Japanese fighters, they're not as stacked as the Thai, they're not as full as the Thai guys. They don't have the same type of conditioning, but they're a little bit more creative than the Thai Oaks, but they don't have the same type of conditioning. And I think it's safe to say in this fight that Yusei was slightly smaller. He was slightly smaller than Grandprixnoi in this fight, but he was composed. And like you said, Eddie, the body shots were beautiful, even through some stepping knees and his elbow work over the jab of Grandprixnoi. Grandprixnoi will throw a lead right, and he'll just parry that and throw an elbow over that. And I was like, oh, this dude is actually freaking sick, bro. He's not bad at all. And like you say, when the referee stepped in there, it's a beautiful thing to see because body shots, they're not nice to deal with. It's not they're getting knocked out and then falling over and coming back after like maybe 5-6 seconds is different. It's like you can wake up and be like, oh, okay, cool, I got knocked out. But body shots sting. They stay there, and it's like you're hard to breathe for a while. It's not a nice feeling. So good job from the referee to do that. And also, I'm looking forward to see more of Tomoyuki. Actually, both of them. I think Grandprixnoi is also. I know it was a little bit too little to see much, but for what I did see, I was like, okay, I think there might be something here. So let's give him a fair chance. So I was impressed with Tomoyaka's performance in a nutshell. There, really good. Too little to see more. I want to see more. I want to see him go more than one round so I can see what else he can do. But to fight like that was a good thing because he had to face some kind of adversity from Grandprixnoi to pull out that knockdown. That body shot.
Fair play, BG. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let us know in the comments your thoughts on the young man's performance. Yeah, just really fair play to him on the night. So okay, BG.
Yes, sir.
From Grand Prix, where do we go from here? What else would you like to
So
talk
we could
about?
simply just scroll up to the fight that happened next after that between Junior Fairtex and Emily Chong. So Emily Chong became a very good fan favorite in the one championship for her durability and her aggressiveness, and she's like cool and jacked, and she just doesn't get knocked down. She's just this powerhouse of a fighter, and she was towering over Junior. She was twice the size of Junior in this fight, but Junior it was like a what's the David versus Goliath story here, and Julia was like, nah, I'm not phased at all by this, by Julia Chong, by what's her name, Emily Chong, because she fought fantastic. She was just cerebral in this fight. She defended everything. She was just too hard She was just so quick. She couldn't get touched by Emily, and whenever she went forward, she had Emily bloodied up, messy, all kinds of elbows were just cutting her open. I was thought, oh, fantastic performance. Also in the atom weight, so that means this fight was obviously meant that these women could maybe climb their rankings a bit further because they are fighting in a regulated weight. So that was nice to see, and I was very impressed with the performance of Junior Fairtex because she didn't look like she was worried about the size or the bullyingness of Emily Chong. I thought she went in there and she was like, "I'm gonna beat this bull," and a fantastic performance in the end of the day. She couldn't get the knockout. I didn't think she was going to get the knockout because Emily Chong just doesn't get knocked down or knocked out ever. But Junior was just piecing her up for 3 rounds easy, and I was very impressed with that performance. So big ups to Junior for that one. And then I want to draw your attention to another ladies' fight that took place just 2 fights above this one between the debutant of Vero Nika, the former Thai fighter, fighting in the Thai Fight League. She was a champion also. She fight out of Myanmar. She's with the lightweight fighters. Very similar to the way Tanzin fights actually. And she came in with a lot of hype into this fight, like a lot of hype. The Thai fighters, as well as the Burmese fans, they love her. I mean, the crowd was loudest for her fight than any of the fights in this fight card. She took on Francisca Vera, who came into the fight as the big underdog, slightly undersized as well. But boy, did she put it on Vero. She put it on Vero. Like I'm talking uber body shots, massive knees, cut her open in the clinch with the elbows, never took a back step. And I thought it was a very good performance from her to take on someone who everyone wrote her off. Everyone wrote Francesca off in this fight. And she went in there and then just silenced the crowd completely. And what I will say to conclude it is I think Chauti Sitatong must give Francesco Vera the contract because she fought 3 contracted fighters before this fight, right? And she hasn't gotten the contract. She won all those fights, by the way, or she lost 2 and won 1. Excuse me. Vero, this was her debut, and she already got the contract. She got the contract on her debut fight and a bonus for losing. They gave Francesca a bonus. I personally feel like the fans that have watched this fight should make noise on the internet to say, listen, let's give Francesca a contract here. Because you beat someone who even the one championship thought she was going to lose to. And she beat her in a very good fashion, by the way. So, yeah, I think if anyone hasn't watched this fight card, go watch the fight card. There's some amazing fights, but this particular fight was definitely fight of the night.
Very nicely done, BG. So, okay, boys, if there is no further business you would like to discuss, we'll wrap it up here. Yeah.
Last one, 80. But
Yeah,
just
sure.
very quickly. The fight between Tong Lampun and Mong Kun. It was a fight. It was 2 fights after the fight between Vero and Vera. This fight was a rematch between the two of them. They have fought before. They had 1-1 each, And I think Monkun won both before. Sorry, and this fight was also action-packed from the first round, and you could see Tong Langpun did not want to lose again. He was like, "No, for the third time, I'm not going to lose to this guy again. Let me get that win back." And I think he fought really well to get that win back because Monkun looked like he was just going to bully him again. But Tong Lampung was like, no, not today, sir. We are going to make this fight competitive. And he went in there, balls to the wall. He lost the first round, but he had to go hard round 2 and 3, and that's exactly what he did. And he was just a little bit more active than Monkun, and I think that's what got him the result. But they're also very exciting fight.
Give thanks, BG. And then take 2. If there is no other business we'd like to discuss, we'll wrap it up there and say, ladies and gentlemen, if you have made it this far in the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We're very grateful for the continued love and support that you've been showing us. So thank you very much. You have a fantastic week, and we will see you later on this week and next time on Fighting with Friends.